If Glutton for Punishment was a person, Billy Porter would be that person. Now, the last time we talked about Silly Billy was back in July when he had announced that due to the strike, he would end up having to sell his home. Then before that, even though I didn't talk about it, he announced that he and his partner were divorcing. Now we have this situation right here where he may not be allowed to come back to the Met Gala ever again because he insulted the person who is over the Met Gala, who is this woman right here next to him. Now, in case y'all don't know who this woman is, her name is Anna Wintour, and Anna Wintour is a very world-renowned and very connected woman in the fashion world, in the fashion industry. As a matter of fact, y'all probably have worn clothing or apparel that was, I guess you can say, knighted by her or approved by her. Let's just put it this way. She's in the fashion world, she's like a goddess. I'll put it that way. She's over the Met Gala, and we've seen pictures of the Met Gala every year. Is basically an event where people go, and it's in New York, and they dress in particular clothing items, and they have a theme, and they have to do it based on the theme, even though there's always been controversy because some people don't know how to stay on the theme, even if the theme is pretty much laid out for you. And it's always a big event. It's usually hosted in like the first week of May, and it's like a museum and all this other stuff like that. It's a real Hollywood event. I'll put it that way. It's a real Hollywood come look at me type of event. But Billy Porter has gone to this event a couple of times, and every time he's gone to that event, he's always managed to make a spectacle of himself, as he usually does. But something tells me he probably won't be going there again. And the reason why I say that is because this man insulted this woman by calling her a bitch. He flat out called her that. Now, I don't know the reasoning as to why he called her that, but I'm sure as I read through this article, we're going to find out why that is. Looks like Billy Porter's comment about Anna Wintour might have caused him an invitation to the Met Gala. As we previously reported, Billy Porter did a recent interview with The Telegraph and spoke on Harry Styles' Vogue cover and explained that he felt like he only landed a spot on the cover because he's white and straight. Now, he's still salty about Harry Styles being on this Vogue cover because he had a dress on, and he's upset because he, as a black man in the Academy, as much as he's paraded himself around in dresses and gowns, he couldn't get on the cover of Vogue. Do y'all see the way this guy is literally trying to get and cozy up to white mommy and white zaddy as much as he possibly can? Notice he wasn't trying to get on any quote unquote black magazine covers. He trying to get on Vogue. He feels like, here I am. I'm an Academy. I'm a Hall G man. I've worn these gowns. I've worn these dresses. I've worn all this stuff. But here comes Harry Styles. He puts on one dress as a straight man and he gets to be on the cover. How dare they overlook me? Billy Porter, I don't know if you've looked in the mirror, but no matter how many dresses you put on, you are, one, not a woman, and two, you are a black man. Now, granted, Harry Styles is a man himself, but he has something on his side, and that's whiteness. I can tell Billy Porter is one of them people that doesn't know how to read the room very well when it comes to Dub S. As a matter of fact, I'm willing to believe a lot of people out in Hollywood are like that, or because they are in a certain position, they have to turn the other way, put them blinders on and so on and so forth. But let me go ahead and continue with the story. It doesn't feel good to me, Porter shared during the interview. You're using my community, or your people are using my community to elevate you. You haven't had to sacrifice anything. He also revealed that he had a conversation with Vogue editor-in-chief Anna Wintour months prior to the cover's unveiling. He said, "That bitch said to me at the end, 'How can we do better?'" He continued, "And I was so taken off guard and I didn't say what I should have said." Now pay attention to that. So this is where he called her the B word. When she said, "How can we do better?" He was basically giving her a subtle hint that, why didn't y'all put me on the cover? Here I am as this very flamboyant, boisterous Hall G man who's flaunting themselves in these gowns every chance he gets. And you went and you got Harry Styles to wear this frumpy frock of a dress or a skirt or whatever you want to call it, and you put him on the cover. And she basically replies to him like, how could we have done better? As in, do you really think you were better? That's basically, she basically shut the door in his face without having to literally shut a door in his face. And he got upset by that. He probably made the face that he's making right here in this picture. Now, according to Radar Online, a source has revealed that Porter's Met Gala invitations have been revoked. Now, mind you, it says invitations, not invitation as in one, but invitations as anything in the future. I mean, what did you expect? How are you going to insult the woman who's over the event because you didn't get what you wanted? Like what part of the game do you think you were playing? The repercussions of Porter's big mouth have been swift and decisive, as his invitation to the all-important Met Gala was revoked and his once favorable standing with top-tier designers has been shaken. And that's why I said she's very well connected, because you called her a bitch. And granted, let's hypothetically say she was being a bitch to you. At the end of the day, she holds all the cards. So you insulted one of the biggest names in fashion. Not only did they revoke your Met Gala invitations, but you may not be able to work with some of these designers, because all she has to do is make one call and say, you see that dude over there, the one that's parading themselves around in these dresses and thinks that he should have the world bow at his feet? Yeah, don't work with him. He gonna be going to the rag bin at Walmart to get his clothes, and based on how he said he got to sell his house, I don't think he's gonna be able to afford a lot of the clothing anyway that he wants to parade himself around in. As a matter of fact, one of the running jokes I saw people leave in the comment section on that Triple P was, oh, Billy, he gonna have to sell off some of them gowns in order to make ends meet, because that strike is still going on, in case y'all were unaware. That writers and actor strike the writer strike still going on since May, and the actors been striking since July. And by the time y'all see this video, it'll be September. So I don't know what silly Billy gonna do. While Billy is a sensation on the fashion scene, the designers have rallied behind Anna, a true titan of the industry, as we all knew they would. As we previously shared, Porter had a few words for the fashion industry after seeing Harry Styles' controversial Vogue cover, where he was presented to be the first solo male to appear on the cover of the fashion magazine. So that was another reason why he was upset. It wasn't just the fact that Harry Styles was on that cover in a dress, which is controversial in and of itself, but it's because Harry Styles was the first male on the cover. And Billy was also upset because he couldn't be on. I don't think Billy would have been mad if Harry Styles was on the cover just wearing, regular men's clothing. But it's the fact he was on there as a white man wearing a dress, and Billy Porter's like, I've been walking around here as a Hall G man wearing these dresses and gowns for y'all attention, and y'all still overlook me. Yes, Billy, they still overlooked you, and what you gonna do about it? Maybe what you should do is, I don't know, start your own publication, your own magazine. Ever thought about that? Probably not, because you are too busy kissing their ass and they all pulling away from you. But Billy Porter also just strikes me as a diva, and I'm saying that because, well, that's exactly what he acts like. He strikes me as that type of person. He plays it in every role that he does. So I can only be convinced that that's how he is in real life. But like I said, I don't know this dude personally, don't want to know him, but he just gives off that vibe. And based on interviews that I've seen him do, and the way that he talks, and the way his mannerisms, how he carries himself, just gives me the vibe that he could be the bitch that he's calling this woman right here. And he probably prides himself on it too. He's kind of like the male version of Gabrielle Union, because she said she was the mean girl at one time too, and to be honest, I don't think she's really shaking that mean girl act, which is probably why she doesn't get that many roles, but that's neither here nor there. The article goes on to say Porter previously did an interview with the Sunday Times where he explained that Styles wasn't the first to break down the door, it was him. He wasn't the first to break down the door, it was him. I feel like the fashion industry has accepted me because they have to. I created the conversation about non-binary fashion, and yet Vogue still put Harry Styles, a straight white man in a dress, on their cover for the first time. He added, I was the first one doing it, and now everybody is doing it. Billy Porter, were you the first man to really put on a dress? He says he's the first non-binary person to put on a dress, and basically non-binary, someone who doesn't identify as any gender. They don't identify as male or female, but he's out here wearing gowns that were made for women. That's why the non-binary one really confuses the hell out of me when it comes to the Academy. He added, I was the first one doing that. Okay, I already read that part. He says, I'm not dragging Harry Styles, but he is the one you're going to try and use to represent this new conversation. He doesn't care. He's just doing it because it's the thing to do. Billy has been very vocal lately about the industry and the ups and downs that it comes with. In a recent interview with Evening Standard, Billy Porter opened up about how he has to sell his home because of the writer's strike that is still going on in Hollywood. During the interview, Porter spoke about how he was supposed to be in a movie and a television show in September, but because of the strike, he's missing out on income. I have to sell my house, Porter said. Yeah, because we're on strike and I don't know when we're going to go back to work. The life of an artist until you make FU money, which I haven't made yet and probably won't. But you know, never say never. He said it's still check to check. I was supposed to be in a new movie and on a new television show starting in September. None of that is happening. So to the person who said we're going to starve them out until they have to sell their apartments, you've already starved me out. And that is the entire article right there. To me, Billy Porter also strikes me as the type of person that will quickly burn a bridge and then get mad at the person whose bridge he burned. Like, you bought this on yourself. Like I said, Billy going around here basically being a diva. That's really all that there is to it. I mean, there's really no other way to really cut and break that down. That's really all there is to it. No other way that you can really put it out there. It is what it is. I feel nothing yet again. Billy Porter's been cutting quite a few wake-up calls. This is like his third wake-up call this year. The first one was the divorce from his husband. The second one was him saying he had to sell his house. Now he's not getting invited to the Met Gala anymore. Not that he really needs to, because like at this point, like he needs all the coin, as they say, he can get. So if I was Billy, I would spend less time insulting people because you didn't get your way, and more time trying to figure out how am I going to sell these extravagant gowns that he's been wearing. That's probably the best thing that he can do at this point. And did he really think that the industry was going to come and defend the likes of a black Hall G man against a PC woman, especially one who ranks way higher than you? Did you really think they were going to be on your side? You're lucky all they did was revoke your invitation to this event and not do anything more sinister. But see, they feel like that is sinister level for you because they know how much you crave attention. So if we starve you out, like you say, from attention and attention seeking, then you'll just be left destitute and just wither away and fade into obscurity.